Lies, arguments, and a whole lot of tears. The royal war between Charles and Diana is the stuff of legend. But who came out of it more damaged than anyone? You don't have to be an expert on the royal family to know that Charles and Diana's marriage was far from perfect. And it's clear how much their toxic marriage and divorce affected Diana in particular.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
Still, while the deterioration of this royal marriage has stoked interest from royal followers and historians alike, it's not often considered that there were more victims in Charles and Diana's marriage than just Charles and Diana. Lately, Prince Harry has taken it upon himself to right the wrongs of the media and deliver a more truthful understanding of his famous family to the public. In doing so, he's offered some insight into what it's really like to grow up in the spotlight. In his memoir, Spare, Harry writes about the most unpleasant aspects of his parents' divorce. He says, "I could barely remember when Pa and Mummy weren't divorced, so writing to them from school without touching on their mutual grievances, their messy breakup, required the finesse of a career diplomat." This period was easy on no one then, but there's one person who may have suffered more than anyone else. While we know why Prince Charles and Princess Diana divorced, and just how difficult the whole process was on them, we never get to hear much about Prince William's perspective on the affair. Unlike his brother, the Prince of Wales tends to stay tight-lipped about his opinions and the goings-on within the walls of Windsor Castle. Without his input on what happened, it's safe to assume that, like any child of a brutal divorce, William didn't have an easy time living in the fallout of his parents' marriage. However, an article from the Times of London has suggested that William's struggles with his parents' relationship may have run even deeper. The article details William and Harry's difficult youth thanks to their warring parents, who were prone to shouting matches, arguments, long silences, and tears. William in particular would hand tissues to his mother under the door when she cried in the bathroom, reportedly telling her, "I hate to see you sad." One of the family's former nannies corroborated Harry's description of the tension in the household, saying, "The atmosphere at home was at best difficult to deal with, at worst, toxic." She mentioned a time when William told Charles, "I hate you, Papa, I hate you so much. Why do you make Mummy cry all the time?" Prince William's relatively stoic nature may lead people to believe that the tougher elements of his childhood have been left firmly in his past. However, it seems that Prince Harry may be more willing to deal with the trauma he withstood as a child. Thanks to Spare, we've been given Harry's perspective on his brother's fiery temper. For example, he recounts a physical altercation between the brothers that William initiated. Allegedly, amidst the divorce, William started taking his frustration out on his peers, even becoming known as Basher Wills at school. This is far from an unexpected reaction to his home life, of course, especially if he thought of comforting his mother as largely his responsibility. Harry has been open about his struggles with depression, as well as his time in therapy as an adult. It's clear that the mental health of himself, Meghan, and their children is one of Harry's top priorities. Still, as William continues to play the royal game, it's easy to wonder if he has taken the time to protect his own mental health and that of his family.